Our next guest is a 30-year coaching veteran who has worked and learned from some of the best coaching minds in all of college football. He began his coaching career at his alma mater, Eastern Washington, and then took his record-setting offensive philosophies to stops at Montana State, Louisville, and Michigan State. He spent 4 years as offensive coordinator for Nick Saban in Alabama, where he played a key role in leading the Crimson Tide to 2 national championships. In 2012, he took over a struggling Colorado State program and in just 3 short years logged an 8-win and eventually a 10-win season, along with a bowl victory over a Pac-12 powerhouse. In his first year at the helm of the Florida Gators, what a job. He led the Gators to the SEC East Division title on his way to becoming the very first coach in Florida history to win 10 games in his very first season. Please welcome the head coach of the Florida Gators, Jim McElwain. We're just going to sit and visit here for a few minutes with both coaches. And guys, I'm going to ask you, the weather's been beautiful. How would you, what's the experience been like for you and your teams down here this week? Coach?
Hospitality has been unbelievable. We thank everybody from Buffalo Wild Wings, the Citrus Bowl, the city of Orlando. We've enjoyed the sun, the heat. It's shaping our bodies and carving our minds, and we're very much looking forward to the game.
Coach?
Well, I got to say this. Obviously, all the people who have helped us in coming to this great city, everybody from the police, the bowl committee, and, for a guy growing up in Montana, I didn't know when we walked into Rosen Shingle Creek to stay here whether I was supposed to take my shoes off or not at the front door. It's a nice place now.
Well said. Now, we mentioned both of you guys have so much in common. You both were hired first-year head coaches to come back and bring marquee programs back to the pinnacle of college football. And based on what we think, and from a national media standpoint, you both have overachieved in this first year and are ahead of schedule. But just interestingly enough, how would you describe what the progress you think you've made in the first year?
Well, it starts with our players, and that's really everything you do in this business is for them. And to see what they've committed to and actually getting out of themselves and into the team and really giving of themselves for the benefit of others. I just can't tell you how proud I am of our football players and what they've done to help the University of Florida get back to where it belongs.
Coach?
Yeah, the great bunch of guys. That's where I would start with it. Players have been a joy to coach them. Our staff, our coaches, everybody at the University of Michigan. It's been a fantastic year of work, and our players do the heavy lifting there. They're the ones that carry the water, like Coach said, and so seeing them achieve their goals. Not all of them, but a lot of them, and see the improvement. It's great to be a part of, and we've been looking forward to this game since we were selected. Glad to be selected. Great respecters of the University of Florida, their tradition, the way they play the game, and we're looking forward to fair, healthy, honest competition tomorrow.
Well said, Coach. A lot of coaches look at bowl games as rewards for outstanding seasons, and indeed they are. Some coaches think that when you go to play a bowl game, it's another day at work. Interesting. I'd like to find out your philosophies on how you balance the focus on preparation versus the fun that all comes with being in a bowl game.
Waiting for me on that? All right, I like it. That's a good one. I just know this. It's an honor anytime you can go win, and you have the ability to then take it to the next level, which is being able to come to a great bowl game like the Buffalo Wild Wings Citrus Bowl. And for our guys, what they have done to invest in the practice but still go out and have a good time, that's really what it's all about. And you know what? I'm proud of these guys.
Yeah, the great thing for our program, our players, I mean, that's where we get the fun. That's where the fun is. That's where the medicine is is being on the practice field, lifting weights, preparing for a football game, being in the meetings. That's where we get our fun. We really enjoy each other's company, whether we're going over to the theme park or going out to the practice field. And I can honestly say that our guys enjoy the work, and so that's fun for us.
We talked about how you guys have worked your way up through the ranks in coaching and have been successful at every stop. I'd like if you would to share with us who the most influential person or people have been in your life that's helped shape you into the coach you are today. Coach Harbaugh, you go first.
Two most influential people in my life, and they're both here today. My father, Jack Harbaugh, longtime coach, 42-year coach. And my wife, Sarah Harbaugh. And two things I learned. Those are my two real go-to people, because I do exactly what they tell me, when they tell me to do it, over and over and over again. And I feel like I just keep having success doing it the way they tell me.
Coach McElwain, how about you? How about your mentors?
Well, I tell you what, I was fortunate. My father, who's no longer with us, but he was ball coach and started out as 1947. He was the head basketball, football, track, and head of the math department in Big Timber, Montana, home of the sheep herders. And he moved around, and being able to grow up and learn the lessons that athletics can give you is something that's special. And my mother, who's 94 years old now, and she'd take the time out in the backyard to play catch, shoot hoops, do whatever it is. And obviously, being able to enjoy the presence of my wife, Karen, who, believe me, she's the head coach.
Well said, well said. We're going to throw you a little bit of a curveball here, and I know both of you have been coaches, have been involved in football your entire life, as players and coaches. But if you weren't coaching, if the master said, "Okay, guys, after today you're not going to coach anymore," what would you think you would be doing in life if you weren't being successful head football coaches? Coach Michael, you go first.
Well, here's an interesting thing. I think the thing that really drives a lot of people and drives me is I wake up every Sunday and look in the want ads and realize I'm not qualified to do anything else. That's why I'm about winning ball games.
Yeah. That's probably the case for me too. But I just from the time I was a young lad, I decided I wanted to play football as long as I could, and then coach, and then die. But the other two things I was set on was being a big league baseball player, either a catcher or a shortstop, and then becoming a manager. And the other thing was I wanted to be an astronaut. So if I wasn't coaching, I'd be a big league ball player or an astronaut.
All right, I'd like to ask the senior class, the seniors, fifth-year senior, graduate transfers from the University of Michigan, if you would please stand. All you seniors, let's stand up here. Congratulations, guys. Okay, you can have a seat. Coach Harbaugh, how will this senior class be remembered in your mind? I know you're a first-year coach here, but how will you remember these guys?
I'll remember these guys, do stuff right guys. The way they compete, both on the football field, in the classroom. They've been a tremendous example for everybody else on our football team. This football team, this class has brought back the dignity for Michigan football. And every semester, the grade point rises because of what they do. We had 64 of our players were over a 3.0 for this semester in the fall. And I know that was a record, and the record for the winter term was 53 of our players were over 3.0. So it's going up, and that's how I remember these guys. These guys, this class in particular, they're about improvement. Improvement will lead to success, and they've been about it, and that's how I remember them. Do stuff right, guys.
You should be very proud, very proud. All right, let's have the seniors from the University of Florida. You Gator seniors and transfers and graduates, please stand up. Coach McElwain, how will you remember this senior class? How will they be remembered?
Well, I think it starts with a group of guys who committed to more than themselves. And, you know, they were a group that actually embraced us. And in the discovery phase of what it is to be successful, these guys will go down as being one of those classes, getting the Gators back to the SEC championship game that, you know, has happened 11 times before, and yet none of them had that opportunity. And that's something special. And I tell you what they committed to and how they have given more of themselves for everybody around them, that's something pretty special.
Should be very proud. All right, gentlemen, let's turn our attentions to tomorrow in some football. Let's 1 o'clock we kick it off. I'd like for Coach Harbaugh and Coach McElwain to tell us, in your mind, as we talk about this football game, two stifling defenses. I know all you guys are both offensive coaches, but you're known this year for great defensive play. What we can expect and what you think the keys to victory are tomorrow for the Michigan Wolverines.
Well, we are, as I said before, we are great respecters for the Gators and their football team, how they play the game. This is a fast, physical, talented, explosive football team in all three phases, offensively, defensively, special teams. You know, no secret, we got to cover kicks. This group will take them back, and they will hurt you in the return game. And in so many phases, it's a great task for our team. We're excited about it. We feel like we're well prepared. It's been very important to our team to get ready to play this game, compete in this game, win this football game. But no doubt about it, it's a huge challenge for our team. And I just like to say to the Gators, I mean, watching you on film, the way you guys play, I mean, it is team football all the way. The way you pursue, the way you hustle, the way you play the game. You guys are a credit to the game of football, and we're looking forward to that fair, healthy, honest competition tomorrow.
Coach McElwain, your keys to the Gators walking away with a victory tomorrow.
Well, I think first and foremost, when you look at the opponent, there's a couple things that really stand out. Obviously, their production on defense from a statistics standpoint, keeping people out of the end zone down in the red area is something that's, man, it's unbelievable. You can tell what they're doing on offense. Obviously, their quarterback taking care of the football, throwing it to their guys in the right colored jerseys, and being productive as you're working down in the red area. Man, that's something that it's all about. And, you know, it's interesting when you look at it. I was taking a look at those two helmets. Those are two of the greatest brands in all of college football. And I know this from a personal standpoint. I would have never guessed in a million years I was sitting next to an NFL quarterback talking about one of the greatest places in America, and that's the Florida Gators. So this is pretty cool.
Feel the same way, Coach.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause? Our two head coaches, Coach Jim McElwain from the University of Florida and Coach Jim Harbaugh from the Wolverines of Michigan. Great job, guys.